What's going on, everyone? It's KB the Mark, back to bring you the news. On today's wrestling report, we have many stories, starting with recent WWE changes came from Vince McMahon. The Elite is believed to be staying All Elite, an AEW star isn't happy with the booking, and many more stories. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the news. Things are looking up for AEW's Thunder Rosa as she looks to make her in-ring return on television. The top AEW star has been sidelined for nearly a year with a back injury. She first had to pull out of an AEW women's title defense at last year's All Out before relinquishing the title. Her last match saw her victorious in trios competition alongside Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida, where they beat Emi Sakura, Marina Shafir, and Nyla Rose in August 2022. Earlier this month, on an episode of Busted Open Radio, Rosa played the audio of Doc Sampson giving her an update on her condition. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Rosa is currently training for her return in San Antonio with former WWE star Soichi Funaki. We at WBP TV wish her a speedy recovery. The latest edition of WWE Friday Night SmackDown saw the ratings be down as expected. The show averaged 1.230 million viewers on FS1, which is down from 2.309 million viewers on Fox last week. In the all-important 18 to 49 demographic, the show did a 0.36 rating, down from the 0.62 rating a week ago. The previous FS1 episode did 902,000 viewers and a 0.25 key demo rating last December. Ratings were expected to be down due to FS1 being in far fewer homes than a broadcast network like Fox. The previous FS1 episode did 902,000 viewers and a 0.25 key demo rating last December. This was also the highest ratings an FS1 episode of SmackDown has ever done. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, Rules of Engagement segment, United States Championship Invitational 4-Way with LA Knight versus Sheamus versus Cameron Grimes versus Rey Mysterio, Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky were featured on the show. The show on the same week last year did 2.256 million viewers with an 18 to 49 demo rating of 0.62. The live viewership numbers for AEW Rampage are in. Rampage drew 415,000 viewers and a 0.36 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic on TNT in the 10 p.m. Eastern time slot on Friday. Last week in the same time slot, the show drew 310,000 viewers and a 0.10 rating. Last week was the best total viewership that Rampage has done since April 14th. The show that aired on the same week last year did 428,000 viewers with the 18 to 49 demo rating of 0.17. TBS champion Kris Statlander versus Marina Shafir, Royal Rampage Battle Royal to earn a TNT title shot at All Out, and the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus QTV were among the matches featured on the show. AEW President Tony Khan wants to sign some of his biggest stars to new and long-term deals. He's been able to sign Roosh to a new deal, but now shifts his focus to finalizing contracts with AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF and the Elite Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks. Omega's deal was slated to expire in late January, but AEW extended the deal for the time that he missed while out with injuries. It's unclear how much longer he has on the extended time. It's expected to be up by the end of this year. That period is also in play for Page and the Young Bucks deals. Omega made it clear in a recent post-Dynamite promo that didn't air on TV that no matter their decision, they would be sticking together. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported the prevailing belief is that the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Adam Page are staying in AEW. Meltzer noted the promo was originally supposed to be on television, as was the handshake between the Golden Elite and Blackpool Combat Club, Meltzer wrote. If that Omega thing was on television with the mention of them sticking together, that's where so many people believed they were staying, and there was no deal. No group member has said what the line meant, but Meltzer was told from a WWE standpoint that months ago they felt they had a good shot of signing Omega. However, that impression has gone cold, so they do believe he's staying with AEW. Tony Khan making a big offer has indicated the hope of a bigger TV revenue increase, trickling down to bigger money deals for talent. Saraya seemed to hint on Twitter that she is less than thrilled with how AEW has booked the Outcast. The former WWE star liked a tweet from Abu of Wrestling Purists that said the following: "Kind of feels like the Outcast story was a big waste of time. Obviously there's no controlling the hater injury, but we didn't get blood and guts out of it. The whole surrounding division paused, and it feels like very little was accomplished broadly in the first half of the year." Saraya also liked Denise Salcedo's tweet that included a screenshot from last night's AEW Dynamite of the fan holding up the sign that said "Book the women's division better." The tweet likes does not mean that she is overall unhappy in the company, because she also liked the following tweet from the Soska sisters: "AEW is fantastic. I think people are timid about trying something new, but they are really missing out. AEW feels like the style of show that for us into watching wrestling as kids, keep killing it. You have undeniable talent." The booking of the Outcast is one of the things fans on social media have pointed to in regards to the overall issues with the women's division. Independent wrestler Lufisto hinted that the issues with the division have more to do with backstage issues than certain wrestlers. Coming out of last night's AEW Dynamite, there has been a lot of renewed talk about the way the women's division has been booked. On most weeks, the women will get one match on Dynamite while the men have 3 or 4 matches on the same show. And there have been fans frustrated with the overall booking of the women's storylines. The problems were even brought up on Dynamite when, after the Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Taya Valkyrie match, the camera focused in on a fan holding a sign that said "Book the women's division better." Independent wrestler Lufisto hinted on Twitter that there may be issues backstage with the women's roster that are unrelated to the booking. Lufisto tweeted the following: "It's cute how people blame booking for the bad women's division. Talent with too much power, talent denigrating each other, talent trash talking potential employees so they never get in as soon as they walk in. It starts here, the one you called effing French Canadian asshole." Lufisto did not mention anyone specifically, but she has wrestled on various independent promotions and would likely have friends in AEW as well. It's unclear what she is referring to, but the women's division has been a sore topic today on social media. The ratings are in for Saturday's AEW Collision. The show drew 618,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic. The show did a .18 rating. This is up from last week's 579,000 total viewership, but down from a .20 key demo rating. This was the highest total viewership since the premiere episode. CM Punk and Darby Allin versus Christian Cage and Ricky Starks. Taya Valkyrie versus Sky Blue. Action Andretti and Darius Martin versus Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson. AEW Trios Championship, House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn was featured on the show. Depending on the week since WrestleMania 39 weekend, where it was announced that the Endeavor Group would be acquiring WWE with the idea to merge the promotion into a new company with the UFC later this year, Vince McMahon has made changes to WWE creative and the on-screen product. There have been weeks where he makes minor changes, while other times he will rewrite several segments hours before Raw or SmackDown goes live on television. Last Monday on Raw, fans noticed that announcers Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves were leaning into the nicknames for several stars to the point where it felt forced. Seth Rollins, who WWE wants to be called Seth freaking Rollins, no matter the situation. Vince McMahon publicly said on the Pat McAfee show last year that he likes buzzwords and coming up with marketing lines, leading to speculation that McMahon was behind the announcers using the nicknames so strongly. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that it was a McMahon decision. Meltzer wrote, "It was confirmed to us that all the alliterative nicknames on the July 17th Raw were a directive from Vince McMahon. It wasn't pushed nearly as hard on SmackDown on July 21st or Raw on July 24th, so it looks like it was just an idea he had and he gave up on it after. WWE is still doing new nicknames, just not pushing it as strongly." That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to check out more videos from the channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Once again, I'm KB the Mark, signing off. Until the next one.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.